Hello, hello. May God bless you and may prosper you this day. My name is Rick and I am the cryptocurrency Watchman. Okay, guys, we're going to look at an ICO that is, they have not set a date yet. Um, that's to be announced, but the company is called Soundchain. They have a really good concept that they have going on. However, there have been some red flags in the past, but it looks like they might be trying to work through that because maybe they launched too early and they really didn't have everything complete, and it threw up a red flag, as far as their white papers and the way they were presenting their website and everything. So let's take a look at them real quick. Okay, this is the introduction in their white papers. I'm just going to read it real quick just to give you an idea of what they have in mind. The music industry, as we know it today, was formed in the first half of the 20th century with the advent of music recording technology. At the time, it was a very arduous and expensive process, and the product was a recorded copy of music performance. Most of the rest of the time were carried by record labels and publishers, so the current laws reflect that. The current system is riddled with legacy approach, and over the years has become a tangled mess with authors and performers complaining about the lack of transparency. The revenue stream generated by companies like Pandora, Spotify, Deezer, Apple, YouTube grow year by year, up 39% in 2015 from the previous year. Those money are paid to the rights holders, but very little of the revenue is made to the record labels. Music publishers and collection organizations aren't making it to the authors and performers' bank accounts. How does that happen? One of the main reasons is that a lot of the rights holding organizations appear as a black box to the outsiders, and without the ability to identify the contributors to the music recording and how they should get paid, those royalties are kept in perpetuity. Services and pros are also usually unable to identify the recipients for the royalty payments, so the monies are placed in escrow, and eventually those monies are distributed between labels and publishers based on their market share. Since the labels and publishers do not have any knowledge to find the rightful recipients for those payments, they are not shared with any of the composers and performers. Soundchain is an attempt to harness the blockchain technology to solve the problem of the artist's royalties and payments by providing transparency to the complicated chain of rights owners and usage in the digital distribution of music, as well as offering a new model of music creation process via the decentralized autonomous labels. So basically what they're saying is the record labels and the distributors and the others are making all the money, and the artists, who really should be getting the bulk of the money, is getting screwed, about the best way I can say it. So let's take a look at the company. Okay, this is their website. In reading the white papers, just in that first sentence, I mean, that's going to be the beginning is your first impression. It wasn't the most well-written white papers I've ever seen. The grammar errors and the way it was structured wasn't done very well. But that may not mean anything, because they do have a good idea. Now this is the first page you come to when you click on the website. The only problem is their name's not up there anywhere. I don't see Soundchain anywhere. So maybe they did this for whatever reason. I really don't understand why. Anyway, let's just move on. Okay, so it says Rethinking the Music Industry, ICO for your decentralized music labels, distribute open source data source for managing intellectual property. Okay, this is basically how it works. You have the creators, the musicians, the investors, and the labels. They create the music. Then the track is released, uploaded to the person-to-person network on the Soundchain platform. Then the tokens are issued at that point. Once it's uploaded onto the platform, the tokens and the crypto shares are divided up among individuals for whatever reason, how they determine the shares. One direction, you have the royalties, sales for commercial licensing, which I understand, for every click right up here, the royalties as it's sent to the Soundchain, 5% transfer fee to be sent to the Soundchain, and the Soundchain is actually even though you have the royalties every time somebody clicks, that's how they get paid off the Soundchain, and it's actually 1 penny to $2. So they're saying up to $2 per play sent automatically. I imagine it depends on how popular the song is, how many people are clicking, how many people are sharing, that kind of thing. And of course, they say free streaming. They say the streaming is free, so I'm assuming that they're getting paid off advertisers and things like that. But the cool thing about it is that you don't have to deal with lawyers or or music companies or anything like that. They actually have the smart contract licensing where you can do copyright on the music, legal documents, readable text, smart contract code, payments and stats. You can do it all right there within the website on the blockchain, and you're completely covered legally. ICO for tracks, so they're having the ICO. We can buy the coin ahead of time. Looks like they're dealing with Apple Music, Spotify, advertising agencies, filmmakers, YouTube, Vimeo. So they're connecting themselves with with a lot of different well-known companies that are billion-dollar companies that could give them a good launch into this. But I really like the smart contract thing because I know a lot of songwriters and artists really wind up getting screwed on that kind of thing. And of course, when you have to dole out money for legal fees, for copyright, for all these things, even before you launch your song, a lot of these guys are starving artists, and until they make it big, they don't have two nickels to rub together. So this is pretty cool. Okay, so they have a four-step process where they just kind of simplify it for you, but as it goes, it says number one, upload work. The tracks are uploaded to a cryptographically secured person-to-person network, which allows to save on hosting and delivery cost. Number two, set rights. Set the rights percentages for each track, which allows everyone involved in the production getting the share of the pie. Number three, publish licenses. Use smart contracts to automate the licenses for commercial use. You can create as many different licenses as you like. That's actually pretty cool. You don't have to usually go through a lawyer or anything with that. Number four, get money. That's the best part. Get anywhere from, it says 10 cents to $2 from the Soundchain Fund with each listen and royalties from commercial licenses. Okay, they give a little simple breakdown of how it kind of works in the simplistic form. Alice the singer and Bob the musician create a collaborative track. Split the rights on it by dividing the crypto shares, license it via smart contract, and allow the fans to listen to the music for free, but still receive between 10 cents and $2 from the fund for each listen. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the tokens. All right, it starts with first emission. Soundchain token is a cryptocurrency issued by the non-commercial Soundchain Foundation. 100 million tokens are created to facilitate the Soundchain economy. In the next 10 years, another 100% will be issued, so we're looking at roughly 200 million coins. For trade, Soundchain token is a freely traded cryptocurrency and is possible to convert it into any other cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or fiat currency at partner cryptocurrency exchanges. Main Soundchain token is used to buy commercial smart licenses and to perform periodic royalty reward payments, as well as token for proof of stake security deposits. So the coins are going to be forged, not mined. Okay, going to take a look at the team, and I'm having a hard time finding anything in these guys. Even on Facebook, with the Soundchain Facebook page, I'm not seeing much on these guys. I did look on LinkedIn. I was able to find something on him, even though there's not really anything on there, just kind of as his name. But apparently they're all Russian because the name is actually in Russian on LinkedIn. I really had to dig to find it. So we have Peter Asalkanov, who's COO, creative director. Don't know who he is or what he does. Artyom Abayev, CEO, founder, and product. Don't know who he is or what he does. Alexei Elazarov, CTO, DAP Development. Not sure what he does. Dan Reithman, Legal Advisor, Business Development. Not sure who he is or what he does. So I'm on the Facebook page and I'm just showing you. There's nothing on these guys. There's nothing. They just kind of show, what's going on with, with the company. And don't get me wrong, they have a great idea. And it looks like they kind of had a little bit of a glitch back in January. I'm going to show you real quick. It looks like they're kind of revamping things. So I really don't think that it's a scam. I think they just need to be a little more transparent about their information. Okay, here's a story from back in January. It looks like they're claiming that it wasn't their fault, but somebody put their website out too early from what they were saying, and their white paper's too early, and looked like they were getting ready to launch the ICO, and there were so many red flags on this thing that they started calling it a scam. So they took everything down, and you can go through and read the article. I'll put a link for the article up there. It's called Medium. So they took it down. Said that classic DApp called Soundchain raised red flags yesterday due to its similarity to fraudulent ICOs. So they were calling it a scam simply because of what they were seeing on the website. And so, Chief Operating Officer Peter D. Kenzapakara, see, he wasn't even on the team. I don't know who this guy is. Soundchain website, blah, blah, blah. Development team thought outside achievements. The product was plagued with typographical errors and dead links. Your site has broken links and looping links, wrote Twitter user Track-O-Day. The white paper is not a white paper. Hashtag scam. So yeah, they were calling this thing a scam, and they took everything down and decided to kind of revamp everything, and looks like that's kind of what they're in the works of doing. And simply because they didn't shut it down and walk away, because other ICOs that get caught as a scam, they usually just shut it down and walk away and try and do something else. But these guys are stuck with it. They're still working it. They were giving instances of scams in the past that they caught people on. Let's see, what is this one? This one is Unicorn, that they caught these guys scamming, and this guy right here apparently was the ringleader, was trying to pitch himself as somebody that he wasn't, and as soon as he was called out, they shut it down and walked on it, and we never saw it again. And then there was Borgdeo. They got busted also, and they actually had the pre-sale. They didn't get busted. They actually had the pre-sale. Received 300 bitcoins, shut it all down, and disappeared. Never saw them again. And so these guys, I think these guys are legit. I think that they're working on getting their act together. I think that they want to do the right thing, and that and I personally, I think they have a great idea. The music industry is multi-million-dollar business, and if you can give these guys smart contracts where they can copyright their music, where they know that they're safe, where they're receiving their own money, that it doesn't have to go through 20 different hands before it gets to them, then it's got to be successful. However, we definitely need to keep an eye on this one. They haven't set a date for the Crowdsdale, and you definitely want to do a research on these guys and make sure that all their ducks are in a row before you start dropping any money into them. They got a great idea. They just got to get their act together. So, okay, guys, thank you for listening. Pray on it before you invest, and please subscribe. Tell all your friends and like me on my Facebook page. I'm out.